right, we're here in Orlando, Florida with Carolyn Capern and Trujillo of CT Social. These are two change agents that are making Orlando great and doing amazing things. I mean, if you're friends with them or you see them on Facebook, they're all over the place donating their time for nonprofits and different organizations to make Orlando an unbelievable place to live.
If you want to get involved, it's pretty easy to get involved.
Yeah, and I'm a transplant to the city. I got here about 5 years ago, so I was really looking for ways to get involved and get ingrained in a community, because otherwise you just feel like it's just a place. It's not anywhere that you're attached to. One of our biggest loves is the Rethink Homelessness project, for sure, and we've had some exciting new things that we've been working on this year that we really love. We've been wanting to take it from online exclusive to a sort of online offline hybrid where people in the community can actually interact in person as well as through the Facebook page that we've been running for the campaign, and get them involved in going out and meeting providers, meeting people who are hands-on interacting with individuals who are homeless on a day-to-day basis. And that's why we started the Rethink Homelessness Council.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket.
For me, it's really homelessness and poverty when it comes to the different types of organizations that we work with, and that's because of my own experience with homelessness and poverty, working 3 jobs to try to make ends meet and still nearly ending up homeless a second time, and being able to find the opportunity through the community and be able to work on a project like Rethink Homelessness, or work with United Against Poverty, or even other situations that are greatly affected by homelessness.
How do you guys find the time to get involved in all these different endeavors?
Well, really, if you don't make the time, you'll never have time. And that's really what it comes down to. If you're trying to make a change, you need to make the time to change. It doesn't matter if it's a New Year's resolution, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to stop smoking, or if you're trying to change the environment around you. You have to make the time, and you have to be dedicated in order to do it. There's 2 things that you can do. You can complain about the situation, or you can do something about it.
Yeah, it's true. What you make a priority, it becomes a part of your life. If you want to do good, then you make time to do good. If you want to give back, then it can become an ethic. And speaking as a business owner, it's an incredibly rewarding ethic to have, not only because you can stand up with pride knowing that you're a part of your community that's trying to make it a better place, but you can also, see some tangible business rewards in terms of the goodwill that you create. And it's not tangible, but it's important.
Andre, when he was the CEO at the Commission of Homelessness, was on an NPR radio show, and he was a little bit more passionate than usual because he was quite frustrated about the situation of not being able to get meetings with important people, not getting his phone calls returned, and so he was kind of shaming the community for allowing the homelessness situation to happen, and he was talking from the heart. And after the radio show, he was called by the VP of Florida Hospital and was given a $6 million gift to end homelessness, completely unsolicited by him, from an individual that wouldn't return his phone calls or meet with him prior to that interview. And I think at that moment he understood what communications would do for the Commission on Homelessness, and how powerful that could be to reach leaders in places that he may not have been able to reach prior to that.
$6 million, that's a pretty big change, I'd say.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, that'll motivate people that much more impactful that they heard him, and because of the passion that he was using to convey the message that he thought that Orlando needed to hear, they wanted to get behind that. And that is the number one thing, is passion, and showing that passion is very important, and a lot of nonprofits can benefit heavily from doing it.
One of the other cool things we've had the chance to see was when the collective started up this year. It's not quite as dramatic as a $6 million gift, but it's amazing how siloed you can even get within a space like the nonprofit sphere. You have people over here who are working on arts, and that's important, and you have the people over here who are working on the environment, and that's important. The people here working on homelessness and poverty and kids issues and animal issues and so on. But they rarely come together across those verticals. They've rarely had the chance, honestly, to get to know one another in a meaningful way outside of a space where they're interacting particularly on behalf of their nonprofit. So what the collective did was it gave them a chance to stand up and say, we're all change agents, we're all working on causes together that matter. And just to see the energy sort of explode in the room at the first few meetings that we've had here in the last few months, it's been, the library meets this amazing little tech startup and introduces them to the Melrose Center, or the Lighthouse of Central Florida, which is an amazing group that works with blindness and vision impairment. They meet Teach for America. Things like that happening in the room, and you can almost see the sparks starting to fly in terms of innovation and collaboration opportunities. Just really, really cool.
What can they do to help you help others?
Well, one of the first things is to, be informed. If you're interested in a particular social cause, learn more about it. We'll never solve our problems if we don't talk about them.
Yeah, it's very, very important to have voices that are consistently raising issues of concern to the community. Someone said at a meeting recently, and it really struck me quite strongly, that homelessness, this person, they went and looked back in this Orlando Sentinel archives from the 1960s or so, and homelessness was a major topic of the day then. It was a major issue at the time that they wanted to address, but obviously we're sitting here and still talking about it, so it's still a concern. And when the voices start to fade, that's when it becomes less of a concern. So if there's something you care about, don't let that voice drop. Don't let the volume drop. Keep the noise loud. That's when change happens.